Okay, just a short video to explain the workings of the winch and how we control it. Straightforward enough. We have two servos here, one which controls dropping the anchor and the other one which controls either hauling a line in or out. So we can pay it out or we can haul it in. And to drop the anchor, this servo then lifts this whole frame up that contains this motor, and it drops it, because this is now free to run, and it will drop the anchor down, and then as soon as it's dropped down we would lock that off again by pushing this down, and that locks against this so it can't move. I can still of course haul it back up again as and when we need it. Now the motor itself, straightforward, is just a servo, but I've taken the top off it, removed all the electronics, and soldered in a connection just straight to the actual motor itself, just the two connections in the motor itself. This is the line coming out of that one going into this little connector here. That's fine and dandy, and we control it with an electronic speed controller. Now electronics is not my strongest suit, so I was told how to do this, so I'm just going to repeat what I was told. This is the cheapy 20 amp or ESC, electronic speed controller, that I use. Very straightforward. It has a connection to the receiver to tell it to pull or push, and this one is in channel 5, I think. Yeah, we're using channel 5. It has an on-off switch, which in this case I've just left on. I switched the whole thing on by connecting the battery, and then there's an in and an out power. Now this power coming in is coming from the battery, and then it goes out to the motor. Now the problem with this is this runs on 6 volts, and I'm running the thruster that drives this machine on 15 volts. So I've had to put a little splitter in here from the battery and run one side to the thruster, and the other side goes to a small buck converter. Now what's a buck converter? Can't find it. Here we are. A buck converter is just it's a cheapy little bit of electronics that changes the voltage. So I have 15 volts coming in one side, 6 going out the other, and you adjust it with a little screwdriver here until you get what you need. I've just put that into a shrink wrap there. So the buck converter takes that down to 6 volts. The other little variation here, that instead of going straight from the ESC to the motor, because when we haul it up fully and it gets right up to the top, and I don't want it to keep trying to pull, because that'll just burn the motor out. So we have a micro switch in place here. So the connection from the ESC that goes back to the motor, okay, I've put another little line in here so that the positive side of this from the ESC goes to one of the terminals on the micro switch, and then it comes back from that and goes to the motor, so that when the motor arrives up at its top position here, the micro switch clicks over, and that stops the power going to the motor and therefore stops it burning out. Pretty straightforward. There is one possible alternative to this, which I think it was Harry Neal suggested this to me, that because you don't really need to pay this out very often, it's more used for just hauling in. We just set that motor to haul in, and instead of having an ESC, we have a switch. And this is our receiver switch. These are very cheap to buy on eBay or AliExpress or somewhere. And all this does is it plugs into your receiver again, as before, and it's power in, power out. So you've got the power coming from your buck converter and it going to your motor. Again, with the same thing, you've got to put the micro switch in the way to stop it hauling it all the way. But that just literally switches the motor on or switches it off. That's another way of doing it. I haven't done it yet. I have a few of these, so I may get round to doing the next one I build. I might put together with that. So that's the way the winch works. Any questions, just email me.